From the look of things, the 2027 battle lines are already drawn. And from the look of things, it is either you are with one, President William Samoei Ruto, or two, the former Deputy President, the Murima priest, Rigathi Gachagua. And from where I sit, I strongly believe there is no any other way that you can be in between President William Samoei Ruto and the former Deputy President. Even the Right Honorable Raila Odinga knows this pretty well, and that could be the reason as to why he has decided to choose President William Samoei Ruto's side. If you remember pretty well, this is the same way the 2022 general election was a contest between President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and his then deputy William Samoei Ruto. However, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, as an experienced politician with his support base, he saw it fit to choose Ruto's side. And having the two main contestants in the contest, both are not saints, and that is why each and every Kenyan and politician should, in their own wisdom, choose who is lesser evil than the other. For President William Samoei Ruto, he just requires one politician with a solid block that he can add to his camp so that he can comfortably win the 2027 general election. And from the look of things, that one politician to guarantee President William Samoei Ruto a re-election come 2027 is none apart from the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. And if I am just to speak on Rigathi's side, from the look of things, I kid you not, he is currently experiencing a very huge headache in managing his coalition, because there are very many competing ambitions and interests, right from not only his Murima bloc, but rather right all the way to the Ukambani region. And I'm saying this with some nitty-gritty reasons, like one, the former deputy president is not in good terms with the son of Jomo, the former president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and having that to be taken into consideration, that could be the possible reason as to why we saw Uhuru's Jubilee Party fronting Fred Matiang'i as the 2027 flag bearer to contest against President William Samoei Ruto. And if you've been keen with how the political trajectory has been unfolding, you must have noticed that many of the Jubilee Party officials, like kina Jeremiah Kioni and kina Gathoni wa Muchomba, decided to skip the recently events that Gachagua hosted. And this could be because they strongly believe that the central part of Kenya is still under the stewardship of the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and not the Murima Crusader. Two, Kalonzo Musyoka seems to be determined to vie for the presidency all the way to the end. And from the look of things, he is no longer planning to step down for a person like one Junior Fred Matiang'i. And also, Kalonzo seems to be very comfortable with people like Kina Eugene Wamalwa as his running mate. If at all, Matiang'i is likely to step down for him. So that also gives the Murema Crusader a very big headache. Because if at all they have all competing interests, then that is to mean that it is in the interest of time that this camp is likely to be scattered. 3. The former deputy president on his side is very optimistic, or he could be very optimistic, that his impeachment case could be overturned by the courts, and maybe, if so be the case, that is likely to give him the latitude of vying in the next general election. Because from the look of things, he seems to be a kingpin to whom he has quite significant number of votes compared to either Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka or one Fred Okengo Matiang'i. However, having looked at Rigathi's political strategies, I can tell you without any fear of contradiction, from the look of things currently, it's like he finally decided that he was more sure of and ready to work with people like George Natembeya from the Western region, because he also seems to have the Western votes under his grip. And that is to mean that if everything shall remain constant, chances are that if the courts are going to clear him, then I see a string of possibilities that he may bolt out of Kalonzo's and Matiang'i's support, so that he can decide to vie being deputized by one George Natembeya. So again, the issues of competing interests are likely to make Rigathi fail to unseat President William Samoei Ruto. And the fourth reason is that Honorable Martha Karua seems to have lost trust and interest in Gachagua's coalition. And from the look of things, currently, she is more focused in her judicial and justice matters compared to her fighting to galvanize and have the grip and consolidate quite a number of votes so that she can help Rigathi unseat President William Samoei Ruto. But with all this said and done, one thing I'm sure of is that it being a contest between President William Samoei Ruto and his then deputy Rigathi Gachagua, one thing that I may be sure of is that, as history dictates, any camp that is likely to be of heavy political heavyweights, including the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, as history dictates, any camp that he usually inclines with, then there is usually a string of possibilities that they are likely to lose. So question remains, shall for the first time Rigathi's camp unseat President William Samoei Ruto, or shall for the first time, Raila's inclined camp under President William Samoei Ruto emerge a victor in the next anticipated general election. But from where I sit, it actually still remains a wait and see situation. And as I come to the penultimate part of this episode, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well just feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you've been watching my videos and you've not subscribed, you can as well just consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you and may God bless you.